Hey guys, thanks for watching and welcome to the ReMark on Plus 94 TV. Basically, what we'll be talking about on this platform is everything marketing research. And today we have our lovely guest, Bose from Plus 94 Research, who will be sharing with us basically her role and what she does. Hi, Bose.
Hi everyone, I'm a research processor, and what that entails is that we work on projects. We help the project managers to, let's say, populate data. We run data for them, and then we update reports for them so that they can send them to clients.
Okay, so we understand that you're working with raw data, right? So how important is that raw data in terms of the final outcome, like your final result in the marketing process?
Okay, so there's different stages that goes into working on projects. For one, let's say we are the beginner stage after receiving the data.
Okay.
So once we finish with our part, we send it to the checkers, and then from the checkers they do the checks, send it back to us. If there's any issues, we update, and then it's a whole process. So there's 3 stages to go through. It starts with us, it's like research process, and then it goes to the checkers. From the checkers, it goes to the senior project manager who checks everything before it goes to the client.
Okay.
Yes.
So all that data that you processing in these 3 different stages, where does it come from?
It comes from the data team, which
Okay.
is led by the project directors.
Okay.
For instance, Mr. Lamanja.
All right. So the team that's collecting this data, would you call those like your call center agents, your interviewers, the ones that actually do the actual of getting the data?
Okay, so there's a process before me.
Yes.
Where there's field work, where there's interviewers that go out and do the field. They get the information from the different, let's say, customers or clients. And then it comes back to the data processors. So there's data processors and there's research processors.
All right.
So the data processors, what they do is that they take the raw data and they clean it. When it reaches us, it's, let's say, perfect.
All right. So I think we've gotten an understanding what goes on in terms of the first stage of getting data and the 3 stages and everything. To your understanding, how important would you say marketing research is to the public?
To the public, I think it's important because it kind of adds to decision making. When they have to decide, let's say for instance, I go to a store, and then before I arrived at the store, let's say on my way, I saw a billboard. Probably I just saw it just by passing it, I didn't notice.
Yes.
But it actually plays a part when you get to the store, and I don't know if it's something to do with your brain, but you remember that, okay, I actually saw something that's making me want to buy that
product. Yes.
So I think that's how marketing is important. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ose. We have our second guest, Johannes from Plus 94. Thank you for joining us, Johannes. If you can kindly introduce yourself as well as let us know what you do, your occupation at Plus 94 Research.
Good day, Pinky. Thanks for having me to the show. So I work as a research processor for Plus 94.
Okay.
There's a lot that goes on into this market research thing.
All right.
So when we get raw data, it first gets processed by the data processors. They input it, they capture it as it is, and then once it's correctly captured, it goes to the data analyst.
All right.
And then they will be able to spot trends and reasons behind the trends. Then it moves to us, the research processors.
All right. Okay.
And then we need to then compile reports for whatever client or whichever client we're working on.
Okay.
When we compile those reports, they are divided into various sections. you'd have sections like transactional breakdown, which focuses on analyzing the major banks that you have in South Africa, and then you get to know in terms of percentage wise how many times that bank, whenever a client or customer transacts, they get to experience a transactional breakdown.
Okay.
A transactional breakdown is when you are the customer of that particular bank and you're trying to transact, and maybe the system is offline, system is error. Doesn't matter if you're transacting online or you're trying to go to the ATM.
Okay.
Sometimes you try to go to the ATM and it says out of service. You find yourself walking around looking for various ATMs.
Yes.
And all of them, they're out of service. That's also a transactional breakdown. Now, you do not want to have a higher percentage when it comes to transactional breakdown. It's only good when you have the smallest percentage. So let's say you're 1%. So if you're experiencing a transactional breakdown of 1%, it means that your clients, your customers only get to experience a transactional breakdown 1% of the time when they're transacting. So meaning that 99% of the time they're able to transact successfully with no problems, which is quite a good thing.
Which is a very good thing, yes.
And then also we then look and analyze as to, okay, how are the other banks sitting, your competitors? So we'll look at the average. So if the average transactional breakdown is, let's say, 2% and you are sitting on 10%, it means you are, as the bank, you're not doing very well. And then we then assess the situation and give you recommendations as to how you can reduce the transactional breakdowns and get your clients to be happy.
Okay. So would you say it's very important for the public to participate during the process of that data collection? By that I mean, like, when field work is done, would you say that it's very important that our public participate so that that data is processed in order for you guys to provide reports that can better improve their banking experience?
Yes, it's quite important that the public does participate in with the work that the field workers do, because if they do not participate, and then their voice will not be heard, their concerns will not be also heard or even recognized. So they need to participate so that we even gather close to accurate figures and give the correct advice.
That's great. I think this has given us an understanding and in depth in terms of how important a research processor is. I mean, we all want to get our services top notch. We don't want to go anywhere and get missing service or half a service. So yes, guys, let's participate and do those surveys when they're there, so that these guys can help us out and we can get the best out of our servicing system. All right, Johannes, now we're gonna go into our favorite segment, whereby we call it Judge the Ad. We will show you an advert, and then you're welcome to give us insights in terms of what's your view of it. Is it good? Is it bad? Could it be better? Yeah, so let's have a look at that ad now, and then you can let us know what you think.
दादी, आप अंधेरे में काम करते हो, मुझे बिल्कुल भी नहीं अच्छा लगता।
तो जा, मेरे लिए सूरज पकड़ के ले आ।
सपने देते दिल को चकमे, इधर उधर दौड़ाए, छोरी समझ नहीं पाए, छोरी समझ नहीं पाए। सूरज मुट्ठी में ना आए, कभी आंखों को झुलसाए, कभी छाँव ओढ़ छुप जाए, कभी किरण किरण चुभ जाए, छोरी समझ नहीं पाए। नन्हे पाँव दौड़े सपना, लहरों पे बिखरा जाए, सूरज मुट्ठी में ना आए, चोरी समझ नहीं पाए।
ले आई सूरज।
तेरे सपने सच हो जाए, सूरज मुट्ठी में समाए।
किसने सोचा था कि सिर्फ पानी से भरी पेप्सी की बोतल बिना बिजली के बल्ब बनकर अंधेरे घरों को सूरज की रोशनी से भर सकती है। लीटर ऑफ लाइट फाउंडेशन के साथ मिलकर और रिसाइकल्ड पेप्सी बॉटल्स के इस्तेमाल से हमने की एक छोटी सी शुरुआत उन घरों को रोशन करने की जहां आज तक बिजली नहीं पहुंची।
You liked it. I love it. So we've seen the ad, and okay, so Johannes, what are your first impressions regarding this Pepsi ad?
My impressions on the ad are quite good. From the ad, I could pick up that at first there was no light at the home where the girl was staying.
Yes.
With her grandmother.
Yes.
And then the girl went to fetch some water. And if you think about it, water is life. You can't live without water.
Okay.
You'll become dehydrated, then you're probably gonna die. And then she went to fetch water, and then later used that water to bring light into the house.
Okay.
So she put that bottle of water on the roof, and then when the sun was hitting that bottle, there was some light into the house.
Yes.
So from there you could see that Pepsi did bring some light and some life to that household.
Is that what we're understanding? Is that what we're taking from this ad?
That's what I'm picking up.
Okay.
Yeah, from there. So it's quite a good ad. And yeah, easy to interpret. I think the message is quite clear, because when you make a marketing advert, you want to send a message to your audience, your potential clients or your customers, and your ads should also not be too long, should be quite easy to interpret or to even convey a message. So from the ad, I think the research work was done on the ad, because I found the ad very easy to follow through. Like I said previously, if from the beginning the water bottle was empty, there was no light inside the house. The little girl said she was gonna bring her granny or the old lady some sun or some light.
Yes.
And then she just went out to fill in the water bottle, the Pepsi bottle, came back, and then sort of joined it with the roofing, and then once the sun was hitting the bottle, there was some light. Like I said, for you to have life, you need water, and you also need the sun to give you some light. So it creates a good perception on Pepsi. You know, that's where you get to find water and life, you know, the great things. Yeah.
Okay. So I would just like your input as someone who does marketing research, like professionally, of course. What's your take on the advert?
What I noticed at first, I was like, why is this kid who seems like she doesn't come from a well-off family chasing Pepsi? I thought she was looking for Pepsi.
No, we understand.
Until I noticed that, oh, what's happening is, I think it's the end part where I realized that, okay, they're actually reusing these bottles, and then these bottles are actually helping them out. Yes. So in the beginning, I was lost, but at the end, I was like, oh, okay, so I see the purpose of the whole bottles, but I don't understand where the Pepsi part comes in, the drink.
All right, so I'm thinking from your understanding, what I'm taking is that you basically saying that the ad itself, it's only starting to make sense towards the end.
Yes.
So basically, you didn't quite understand what it was all about all along throughout the clip. So from my understanding, I am getting the insight of they are trying to portray as being a brand that's, you know, biodegradable. They recycle and everything. So the bottles are reused to form some sort of lighting or lamp by using the sun. for the for people who don't have electricity in India. So while you are watching the ad, right, according to what you do in Plus 94, for this particular advert, do you think they went out there in India and questioned the public in terms of their possible struggle with having light or electricity, and how they played that into the imaginary side of the advert? Would you say that they went out there and questioned individuals?
Yes, I actually do, because as you put it that way, for them to come up with this concept, they had to do some form of research,
some sort of understanding, right?
Yes.
In terms of what they are lacking in
Yes.
in their economy.
And it is actually smart that they came up with this idea. Now I'm seeing the whole
Now that
concept.
yes.
So I see that because when you think about it, that bottle actually looks like a bulb.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
So it's actually a genius ad, but now I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we can close off with you by basically saying that every advert or outcome of a marketing research product goes through a marketing research stage, right?
But also, I think how the customer responds to that advert also plays a role, because think of it as a lot of people probably also saw it in my view. Other people saw it the way that you saw it. So it also comes with the way a person understands a certain advert. But yes, market research did play a role in this.
Okay, now that's great. Now we definitely get insights and understanding and how important marketing research is in to the economy. Yeah, thank you, Jose.
Thank you very much.
Our question for today is, which brand did we discuss on Judge the Ad? Was it A, Coke, B, Pepsi, or C, Fanta? Let us know down below, and you could be our next winner on the following episode. Thank you for watching.